Good morning po. My name is Yvette, the reporter for this topic. And now we are gonna discuss about the advantage of renewable energy in the built environment. Before we hop into the eight advantage that I've gathered, let us first know what is the meaning of built environment. The term built environment refers to the human-made surroundings that provide the setting for human activity, ranging in scale from buildings and parks or green space to neighborhoods and cities that can often include their supporting infrastructure such as water supply or energy networks. To make it short po, or to give an example about this is the buildings, the places that we are in. For example, is our houses, malls, and schools. That is meaning of the built environment. So for the okay, so here are the 8 advantages. First is that renewable energy is eco-friendly. It has renewable resources. It leads to job creation. It less maintenance of facilities. It boosts public health. It is a technology. It can be used to recycle or waste products, and it lowers our reliance on foreign energy sources. So for the first advantage, renewable energy is eco-friendly. Renewable energy is considered clean energy since it doesn't cause grave environmental pollution and it has low or zero carbon and greenhouse emission. And as we all know po, the use of renewable energy dramatically reduces the dependence on fossil fuel as a source of energy. Hence, it cut back the air pollution because fossil fuels emits high levels of greenhouse and carbon dioxide, which are greatly responsible for global warming, climate change, and of course the degradation of air quality. Next is that it is a renewable resource. This implies that they do not deplete over a lifetime, and there is a zero possibility that they will run out. They it can be used repeatedly, and it does not run out because it is naturally replaced. A renewable energy resource essentially has an endless supply, such as the solar, wind energy, and geothermal pressure. Next is that it leads to job creation. Renewable energy makes real economic sense because it is a cheaper alternative to most traditional sources of energy. Since the inception of renewable energy, new and stable jobs have been added to most world economies. And of course, the main reason for such growth is the economic indicators. Businesses have realized that sustainable development is the key to success. Um, it is a long-term performance, and it is also has been their investment. Besides that, the prices on solar and wind products have dropped, making it more affordable. Next is that uh, less maintenance of facilities. Renewable energy technologies requires less overall maintenance than traditional generators that use traditional fuel sources. This renewable energy generating technology like solar panels and wind turbines either have few or no moving parts. Above all, they don't rely on flammable, combustible fuel sources to operate. And next is that it boosts public health. The sources of renewable energy generation emit little to no greenhouse gases or pollutants into the air. This means a smaller carbon footprint and an overall healthier atmosphere. Um, Greenhouse carbon and sulfur compounds emitted by the combustion of fossil fuels are, as we know, risky to our health if it is inhaled over time. This is the reason, this is an enough reason to consider renewable energy to move forward. Sorry. Next is that it is a technology. Okay, so renewable energy technology is a term used to refer to hybrid technology or other forms of technology that store up and creates or produced by renewable sources. It can anticipate renewable energy supply and helps to deliver energy produced by renewable energy technologies to the final consumer. Okay. Next is that it is a technology. It can anticipate renewable energy supply and helps to deliver energy that is produced by renewable energy technologies to the final to the final consumer. It also includes the wind, solar power, hydroelectricity, biomass energy, and biofuels, which are chiefly used for transportation. Over time, technology becomes cheaper when production and installation methods are refined. Therefore, these renewables are on a path that will constantly become cheaper. Okay, second to the last is that it can be used to recycle our waste products. So biomass energy tends to have the specific benefit that more than any other form of renewables, um, biomass consumes, um, as we know, it consumes used organic products such as used vegetable oil, corn, or even algae to generate energy. At the same time, it reduces the amount of waste that goes into landfills. Of course, also reducing the amount of overall carbon that goes into the atmosphere. And the last is that it lowers our reliance on foreign energy sources. Renewable energy technologies allow people to produce energy locally. We um, we don't need to import energies. We can produce it in the Philippines, or we can produce it locally. The more you're using renewable energy for your power needs, the less you'll be dependent on imported energy. And of course, the more we can contribute to the country's energy independence as a whole. So, this is a note. Technologies of renewable energies had given us a lot of comfort and opportunities. And of course, there is still a lot of advantage that I might have not discussed. But one thing is for sure, the environment treats us the exact way we treat her. So that's it for this topic. Thank you for listening.